The Rumble in the Jungle. Muhammad Ali vs. George Foreman. Introduction. There have been moments in the history of boxing that go beyond the sport itself. Moments that become legends and resound well beyond the ring. These moments may be found in the annals of boxing history. On October 30th, 1974, in what was then the capital of Zaire, but is now the Democratic Republic of the Congo, an event like this took place. Muhammad Ali and George Foreman squared off in a fight that would go down in boxing history as the Rumble in the Jungle. The fight took place on a night that would be remembered for the rest of time. The events building up to the fight, the methods adopted by both boxers, the thrilling atmosphere in Kinshasa, and the continuing legacy of this historic confrontation are all explored in depth in this script. Act 1. Setting the stage. Before we can begin to comprehend the importance of the Rumble in the Jungle, we need to take a look at the setting in which it was fought. At the beginning of the 1970s, Muhammad Ali was no longer the unquestioned champion of the world in the heavyweight division. Ali was making his comeback to the sport after having all of his titles removed from him as a result of his refusal to serve in the military during the Vietnam War and refusing to be conscripted. He had successfully defended his WBA and lineal belts, but he was going to go up against an extremely dangerous opponent in George Foreman. Ali's comeback included spectacular bouts against Joe Frazier and Ken Norton, but George Foreman was an altogether other animal. Foreman was a significant obstacle on Ali's path back to the top. Foreman was a behemoth who was recognized for his amazing punching strength. He had crashed through his opponents, winning 40 out of his 42 matches through knockout. Ali appeared to have an uphill battle ahead of him. Act 2. The styles clash. The world was intrigued as the bout got closer because of the striking contrast and fighting skills that the two competitors possessed. Ali was recognized for his speed, agility, and tactical genius, while Foreman was feared for his vicious aggression and devastating blows. Ali was known for his speed, agility, and tactical brilliance. Foreman was known for his destructive pinches. Ali's plan involved utilizing a strategy that he referred to as the rope-a-dope. He intended to protect himself from Foreman's big strikes by leaning back against the ropes while enabling Foreman to tire himself out by throwing pinches. His strategy was to do this while allowing Foreman to continue to fire pinches. Foreman, on the other hand, had a clear strategy in mind. He wanted to assault Ali non-stop and win the fight by using his superior strength and deadly pinches to knock him out. Act 3. The build-up. The tension in the room was almost unbearable as they prepared for the fight. This event was seen by the government of Zaire, which was led by President Mobutu Sese Seko, as an opportunity to increase the country's profile on the international stage. The flamboyant promoter Don King was instrumental in bringing this bout to Zaire and creating a spectacle that transcended the sport of boxing. He had a key part in both of these endeavors. Ali, the consummate showman that he was, ratcheted up the intensity of the situation with his colorful bravado and poetic trash talk. Fans from all over the world descended upon Kinshasa in order to see history firsthand, which contributed to the city's frenetic atmosphere. Act 4. The Rumble in the Jungle. After what seemed like an eon of waiting, the evening of October 30th, 1974 had finally come into view, appearing on the horizon after what seemed like an eon of anticipation. People from all over the world were watching and waiting to see what would happen when Ali and Foreman entered the ring for what would turn out to be one of the most famous sporting events in the history of the planet at that time. Ali was able to use his rope-a-dope strategy with an almost uncanny degree of success right from the start of the bout against his opponent. He did nothing except stand there while the Foreman repeatedly struck him while making fun of him at the same time. He did nothing but stand there. As the disagreement continued on for an ever-increasing amount of time, the Foreman's degree of aggravation kept reaching new heights. He was putting in an incredible lot of effort, and the results of implementing Ali's method were starting to appear like they would be beneficial. Ali made the most of the opportunity that had been presented to him in the 8th round, which came after the previous exchange. He unleashed a flurry of blows, which not only dazed Foreman but also the rest of the globe, and sent shockwaves all across the planet. The conflict had been resolved successfully at last. When Muhammad Ali defeated George Foreman, it appeared to be an impossible triumph for him to pull off, but he did it. Despite this, he was successful in his attempt. Before Ali defeated him, Foreman had a reputation in the boxing world of being unbeatable. However, Ali was able to change that. After successfully defending his title and coming out on top, he was given the undisputed heavyweight world championship and given the title of undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Act 5. The legacy. Not only did the boxing match known as the Rumble in the Jungle leave an indelible mark on the sport, but it also had a profound effect on the world in general. It was more than just a fight. It was a display of perseverance, ingenuity, and the resilience of the human spirit. Ali's triumph proved that intellect and brains are more likely to result in success than raw powers. Ali's victory was a demonstration of this. It inspired an uncountable number of people all around the world to keep going, despite the fact that the obstacles they were facing appeared to be insurmountable. Additionally, the conflict had a substantial and far-reaching impact not just on the nation of Syria, but also on the continent of Africa as a whole. It brought attention from all around the world to the continent, and the event is still honored to this day as a symbol of pride and unity in African culture. To this day, the Rumble in the Jungle is remembered as a classic sports moment that immortalized Muhammad Ali and the remarkable strength of the human spirit. If you liked this account of an epic fight and its lasting impact, you should subscribe to our channel for more exciting tales. In order to disseminate the motivation that the Rumble in the Jungle continues to generate, please like and share this video with other sports fans that value the rich history of the sports they follow. We appreciate your company on this trip through time and would like to remind you that the real fight takes place not in the ring, but in the minds of those who dare to dream.